Hey friend, welcome back to my channel. I'm Molly and I'm a first grade teacher who helps other elementary teachers eliminate stress during literacy time so they can spend more time teaching and less time prepping. Today's video is going to be all about Valentine's Day classroom activities that you can actually engage students with during reading stations. As a first grade teacher who's also taught kindergarten and a kindergarten first grade split, I know that on Valentine's Day or whatever day that you have your class party, it's a big sugary mess for elementary teachers. I've even heard other teachers that I've worked with say Valentine's Day is their least favorite holiday in teacher world. And I understand that because the kids are very hyper and oftentimes they come back to school right the next day after they've eaten all that candy. For me personally, as a kid, Valentine's Day was probably my favorite holiday growing up. My parents always made it really special for us and made us feel really loved. As a first grade teacher, that's my number one goal with Valentine's Day. Not to give them a ton of candy, but to let them know that they're loved at school. I'm at a Title I school, and oftentimes you take on many roles as a teacher in a building with kids that have high emotional needs, and one of them being feeling loved and safe at school. But the point of this video is to help you with some activities that actually engage students during reading stations. So you're keeping them on track and also letting them have a little bit of fun. So I'm going to share with you a couple of my favorite activities that I do during Daily 5, which is how I teach literacy. If you missed my last video, then you will learn all about how I teach literacy. Check that one out. Okay, let's get started. A few things that I love during literacy stations to keep kids engaged but allowing them to have fun is a foldable Valentine's Day book. All of the ideas I'm going to give you are zero prep. All you have to do is print them. And as a teacher myself, I personally thrive on zero prep. I don't want to put anything together. Likely you get to school and you're like, oh crud, I should have done all this ahead of time. So the point of the way I teach is zero prep, and you'll find in my TPT store, my Teachers Pay Teacher store, almost everything is zero prep. That's just how I roll. So a foldable Valentine's Day book, it gives them something to put in their book box. It also encourages them to color and write. So these activities work best for kindergarten through second grade. And the book would have something to do with Valentine's Day, feeling loved, writing a sentence about somebody they love, and it would keep them engaged. You could use it during read to self or work on writing, whatever you decide. You could even do it in your small group if there needs to be some kind of guided practice ahead of time. Okay, my next zero prep activity that'll keep kids engaged on Valentine's Day is a word search. Kindergartners can even do this, and older kids love it too. You have to sometimes show the kids how to do it before you just hand it to them. I made the mistake of that once, of just giving them a word search, and a couple of them melted on me because it was so hard. Well, they don't have the stamina to do hard things sometimes. So if we show them how to do a couple of them first, it gets them going. This could be a great word work activity because they're searching for words. They're about Valentine's Day. And they could also have sight words in them, so it's up to you. But word search is something that will keep them busy. It could even be a morning work activity when you're taking attendance. My next activity is a sight word search. So a coloring page that has a Valentine's Day theme that has sight words inside of it is a great activity for them to work on those sight words, no excuse words. I don't know what other people in different states call them, but the words that they have to know by the end of each grade level, reading and writing, to be successful to move on and reading. So a word search is great, but also the same thing inside of a picture. So they are having to color and follow directions. It does help a lot with their fine motor skills, which I'm big on teaching that. Okay, next, a color by number. This could be saved for math time, but you could also use it during your literacy stations as well, reading stations, however you call it. So I like color by numbers, especially for those K1 students who are still learning their numbers and learning place value, because that does really help. And then you can entice them by saying there's a secret message. If you finish it all, you will find out what the secret message is. My first graders love doing those, and they kind of feel like little detectives when they get to do them. Okay, last is a writing activity. You could save this for writing time, but it could also be during work on writing during daily 5 as well during your reading stations. It just depends on how you want your day to unfold. Do you want them to do everything in reading stations, or do you want to sprinkle some of these activities out and have them throughout the day? I like to sprinkle them out so there's a little bit of Valentine's Day throughout the day. And you can also entice them to get their work done by saying, if we can get everything done, we will have a fun party at the end of the day. That's one way to do it. All right, so there you have it. There's my top tips for keeping Valentine's Day activities fun but engaging during reading stations. And just remember that if you have kind of a bad attitude about Valentine's Day, it's going to rub off on your kids. And the point of it is to let them know that they're loved at school, not to eat a bunch of candy, but to feel loved by their teacher and their fellow classmates. If you like what you saw in this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. My goal is to help eliminate stress and your literacy block during the day at school by incorporating zero prep activities and things that you can easily do that are fun but also engaging. If you're looking to transform your literacy block, you need to grab my free 10-step guide, which will show you how to set up literacy so that you are making more independent learners while getting to all of your reading groups every day, which I know is a goal for us early childhood educators, especially because our kids are learning how to read. If all of these activities sound amazing to you, you can grab them inside of my TPT store, inside of my Valentine's Day Zero Prep craft activity that will help engage your learners during your literacy time on Valentine's Day. I'll leave the link in the description box below with the 10-step guide as well. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.